Hello and welcome. In today's video, we are going to discuss a new feature that is coming soon in Business Central. We are looking here at the release plan for Wave 2 2023 for Business Central. And specifically, the feature that we are going to analyze is the Analyze, Group, and Pivot data on list pages using multiple tabs. This is where it's possible to find all the information, and there is a nice detailed explanation if you would like to dive deeper into what the features are and what are the options that you have. But this is what we're going to be analyzing in today's video. Let's see how we can enable this new feature in order to test it in our Business Central environment. We always recommend to test, obviously, in your sandbox before moving into production. Now here from the search, we are going to go to the feature management. And we're going to look for the analysis mode feature preview. Here it is. We're going to select it. And then under the enable for, we're going to switch from none to all users. Now you'll notice that the system is reminding us that we need to sign out and sign back into our account in order for the feature to be enabled. It is possible to sign out from your account, clicking on the icon in the top right corner and clicking sign out. Perfect. Now that we have enabled the feature, all we have to do is visit a list page. It can be any list page. For this, the purpose of this example, of this demo, we are going to analyze the posted sales invoices. So once we get to that page, you will notice that in the top left here in the menu action bar, we have a new button with the toggle called Analyze. Now, if we switch to that mode, what is happening is that all the data, all the records are being loaded in our client in web browser so that the client can further analyze and sort the data for us. Now, so far, nothing major seems to have changed. Like we still see the same data, but an interesting thing that you will notice immediately is that it's possible to reorganize the columns very easily, just moving them around. And this makes it for a very easy and quick way of reorganizing the data. But as you can see, we now have like a big area here with all the data as we had before. We immediately see that we can see a count of the rows here at the bottom. And we then have another area here on the right side. We're going to start analyzing the columns. Now you see, as soon as I clicked on this, we have a few areas here. We have the column area, we have the row group area, and we have the values area. Now, if we select and drag one of those columns in the row group, you'll notice that the data is being reorganized for us live. In this specific case, I've decided to reorganize all our posted sales invoice by customer number. And this is what we see right here. So if we now expand, we're going to be able to see all the posted sales invoices for that specific customer. And this obviously is being reflected also here on the other customers very simply. Now, let's say that we would like to further divide and organize this data. For example, we want to see if the invoices have status closed, yes or no. Well, all we have to do is drag like that column here under customer number. And now when we go ahead and check under, we'll see that all the posted sales invoices have now been organized by yes or no, status closed. We can also switch those two, simply moving them, and you'll see that the sorting here changes live again. So here we have a list of all the invoices that have status closed yes and status closed no, then further divided by customer. So it's very easy to go and check the data that we have. And remember that it's all possible to change the order here live of all the information. I also want to point out how the values that have been selected here, in this case with the sum, are being reflected here. So the moment that we close one of those menus, we have a live sum of all the posted sales invoice amount in this column. It is also possible to select some of the cells here and get like a quick overview of what the data is presenting here. Like in this case, we've selected these 4 customers, the sum amount, and we're getting an average, we're getting a count, we're getting a minimum and a maximum with the sum also of all those records. And all of this is being, again, completely calculated live here for us. Another interesting thing that is possible to activate is the pivot mode. In this mode, it is possible to reorganize the data with a further analysis using the column labels. So in this case, for example, we could choose to move the closed column in the top here, and this will give us our customer rows here, like with customer number. And then you can see here we have columns that are further dividing our invoices with live information here on what invoices and what customer are pertaining that specific set of data. It is possible to further filter the data. As you can see here, we are basing our analysis on all the 216 rows, but we might want to further filter the data and insert, for example, a filter by due date. So in this case, with this filter less than 1st of January 2022, the rows that are being considered are only 158. And you can clearly see that the numbers are being reflected there. And for example, there's no invoices, posted sales invoices that have status closed no in this range that we have selected. So we can obviously go ahead and clear the filter if needed. And we get back to what was the previous situation right there. Another interesting feature is that once we have found a filter and let's say a group of settings that we are happy with, it is actually possible to save it in a tab here and also give the tab a name. It is possible to create multiple tabs, and those views are kept for us the moment that we switch back to the regular mode. If we switch back to the analysis mode, see the system is keeping in mind that for us. So there it is, like a quick rundown of what the analysis mode is. We hope you enjoyed.